Hello students, here we are with the fourth part of this chapter, which is market, and this is sixth chapter of 11th standard economics. So let's get started with this video, and in this video we will look at the monopoly market. So let's get started quickly. Monopoly is a very common word which you have heard in day-to-day life. हम बोलते हैं ना कि इसकी दादागिरी नहीं चलेगी, इसकी तो मोनोपोली है ये सेल करने में. So what exactly the monopoly market is, what exactly the monopoly competition is. Monopoly is exactly derived from the Greek word which is monos, which means single, and polyn means sellers. In this market of monopoly, only single seller is selling a particular product. But as we will look deeper and we will elaborate this monopoly, we will see that not only there can be one seller, but there can be also a situation there is only one buyer and there are lots of sellers. Yeah. So as per the definition given by the Professor Chamberlain, when a product supply is controlled only by one single enterprise, it is known as monopoly. Only one enterprise is a seller of goods or products. Okay, there is no perfectly monopoly in any market. Okay, similarly there was no perfectly competition in any market. ना ही आपको perfect competition देखने को मिलेगा, ना ही आपको perfect monopoly देखने को मिलेगी. आपको थोड़ा बहुत imperfect तो जाएगा ही. If we see the example of the monopoly is railways. In India, railways is a perfect example of imperfect monopoly. इसमें perfect monopoly नहीं आएगी, इसमें भी imperfect ही आएगा. क्यों imperfect आएगा? क्योंकि यहाँ पे भले हमें रोडवेज से जो हमारे रेलवेज है वो सिर्फ एक ही जन ऑपरेट करता है, दैट इज़ आवर गवर्नमेंट. आवर गवर्नमेंट इज़ ऑपरेटिंग द रेलवेज. बट ऐसा नहीं है कि रेलवेज इज़ द ओनली वे टू गो फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर. You can use roadways. You can hire your own car and you can get a plane to reach from one place to another. Yeah, during lockdown we have seen that people are walking and they are reaching to their destination. So we can't see monopoly in the perfect way, just like a perfect market. Let's see the characteristics of monopoly. The first characteristics of monopoly is only one producer or seller and numerous buyers. अब इसमें क्या बोल रहे हैं कि कोई भी एक प्रोड्यूसर ही होगा और न्यूमरस बायर होंगे, या कोई भी एक सेलर होगा और बहुत सारे बायर्स होंगे. ठीक है. देयर इज ओनली वन सेलर or producer of that product or goods who controls the supply of the product. There is no competition in the market as there is only one seller, allowing the seller to the producer to control the price of the market of the product. The producers or the seller can decide the price of the product so that it is known as the price maker of the market. When there are countless buyers in the market, the importance of a single buyer becomes negligible. There is a perfect competition between the customers in the monopoly. The buyers cannot affect the price of the product. Now, the thing is कि if you're using a railway for traveling from one place to another, yeah, you only travel through railways. आपको सिर्फ railways ही सूट होती है और आपको रोड्स ट्रैवल में बहुत ही हेल्थ ख़राब हो जाती है, एंड द एयरवेज इज़ एक्सपेंसिव फॉर यू. So the only way out is the monopoly market. Now in this, the seller is only one. Indian government is the only seller of the Indian railways. आप रेलवे सिर्फ उसी जगह से ले सकते हो. बट आपके जैसे बहुत सारे लोग होते हैं, देयर आर मेनी पीपल जस्ट लाइक यू who are only comfortable in the railways. The best example are the middle class people. They only travel through railways because hiring a car is an expensive thing and it takes a lot of time. So you cannot affect the price. Now the ticket of traveling from Surat to Delhi supposedly cost 1500. Yeah? just an estimation, it is costing 1500. Now you cannot just change the price and say to the government, I want bargain, I want it at 1200. No. And you cannot oppose if the price is increased from 1500 and it goes to 1800 also, because he have the monopoly in that sector and you have to buy that price. Okay? Absence of substitution goods. In this example, we are considering imperfect monopoly. Yeah, but in the perfect monopoly, there is no presence of substitution of goods. There is absence of substitution of goods in the monopoly, but as in reality, there is imperfect monopoly. There is an absence or ignorance of the close substitutes. There may be a rare possibility or similar products available. For example, if while buying railway tickets from a specific company or for a specific time to a specific location is unavailable, then there is no possible of having a similar or a substitute ticket to the location. But one can try to the possibility of the railways other than airplane or the roadways at the same time. Yeah. If you are considering the imperfect, if you are not getting the ticket for traveling, you can choose airways or roadways also. But sometimes it happens that there is a place where there is only one shop of grocery. Yeah. अब वो ग्रोसरी की शॉप आपको जो प्राइस में सामान बेचेगी आपको उस प्राइस से ख़रीदना ही पड़ेगा, बिकॉज बहुत ज़्यादा दूर पड़ जाएगा आपको दूसरी जगह जाना. मे बी टेक्स 3 to 4 days या मे बी टेक्स वीक टू गेट दैट प्रोडक्ट. सो उस टाइम पे उसकी मोनोपोली रहेगी. एट दैट टाइम दैट सेलर इज़ एट अ पोजिशन टू क्रिएट द मोनोपोली मार्केट, that I am going to sell the product of 15 rupees at 30 rupees because I am at the monopoly. Yep. So this is all about the monopoly competition. Characteristics number 2. Then the restriction of entry of the new firm. There are different forms of monopoly in the market. Monopoly means the existence of only one seller. It is possible to end the monopoly, but it is really difficult process. The seller can sustain his monopoly for a longer duration due to the absence of competition. The seller can control the price and gain supernormal profit. Even though there is a supernormal profit due to the monopoly, the other firms cannot easily enter in the market. Now, we can see that there is a good profit in the railways, but you cannot just go and open the railway tracks. हाँ, बाजू में बस आपने रेलवे ट्रैक्स ओपन कर दी कोई भी कंपनी ने, and he is running their own rails. No, that is really not possible, because the entry is restricted in the railway sector. Control over the price or sales. To gain the maximum profit, the seller controls the supply of the product, but the seller cannot afford or control both the price and the sales of the product. To sell the less units or the product, the firm sets higher price, while to sell more units to the product, the firm must set a lower price of product. To sell large number of product produced at high price is not possible. आप ना कुछ भी एक ही चीज़ कंट्रोल कर सकते हो इन मोनोपोली. यू कैन कंट्रोल ओनली वन थिंग इन मोनोपोली. इट कैन बी प्राइस और इट कैन बी सेल्स. Now you cannot control both the things. If you are selling the tickets of a destination from Surat to Delhi for 3200, yeah, for 3200, but you can sell it at in a specific quantity only. अब सारी की सारी क्वांटिटी 3200 में नहीं सेल कर सकते हो. सो लोग क्या सोचेंगे, भाई 3200 में वी आर ट्रैवलिंग थ्रू रेलवेज इन फर्स्ट AC from Surat to Delhi, we can buy a air ticket that will be almost of the same cost, and it will reach to the destination quicker. Yeah. So अगर आप प्राइस को कंट्रोल कर रहे हो, so आपको सेल्स तो थोड़ी बहुत कम तक ही रखनी पड़ेगी. यू कैन सेल ओनली फ्यू टिकट्स. बाकी के टिकट सेल करने के लिए आपको सेम प्राइस पे ही आना पड़ेगा, विच इज़ 1500 रुपीज़. सुपर नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट. In monopoly market, the producers and sellers are the same. The seller can supernormal profits without any competition in both shorter and the longer period. The seller can put the higher price on the producer as compared to the total expense, thus gaining super profit. Now in सुपर नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट आपको थोड़े टाइम तक ही सुपर नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट मिलेगा, या बट एट द एंड ऑफ दैट टाइम आप बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट अर्न कर चुके होंगे, तो आप नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट में अपना काम चला सकते हैं. यस, अब रेलवेज़ में इतना ज़्यादा प्रॉफिट होता है, वी डोंट नो ना, क्योंकि अ टिकट कॉस्ट of each person is 700, and that 700 ticket holders are around 1000. So one way cost is more than, one way income is more than that. But आप क्या कर सकते हो? आप कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते. You have to travel in that. There is super normal profit. Maybe it come to the normal profit after some time, but super normal profit तो है ही, and you have to pay that price to travel. Price discrimination. Due to the absence of any competition, the seller can set the different prices of the product depending on the use or of the form. The seller then can thus gain a higher profit by using the price discrimination concept. For example, you are staying at a posh location of region or Bata or city line, but you got an emergency and you need a doctor एट द मिड नाइट ऑफ अप्रॉक्स 2 or 3 o'clock. उस टाइम पे क्या होगा ना, आपको सिर्फ एक ही डॉक्टर बाई चांस अवेलेबल हो, सो दैट डॉक्टर नोज दैट यू आर ही और ही इज़ द ओनली सर्विस प्रोवाइडर टू यू एट दिस टाइम. सो मे बी ही कैन चार्ज हायर, मे बी ही चार्जेस 500 एज अ विजिटिंग चार्ज इन द डे टाइम, मे बी ही चार्जेस 700 or 1000 फॉर द नाइट. You can't control that, no? That is a price discrimination, because he is at a monopoly at that period of time. So this is what it is about price discrimination. Firm is an industry. Ideally, a firm is independent unit of production, while the industry is a collection of all the firms producing the same products. However, in the monopoly, the producer and the seller are same. So the collection of firm can also be considered as a single firm. Now, what happen usually is there are many firms which are producing that product. Okay? So that firms, one firm, two firm, three firm, four firm, 5, 6, 7, 8, we collectively call it as in firm. Yeah. So there are many industries that producing the same type of product or an identical product. So what we can say, industry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We collectively call it as a bunch in a form of firm. But in this, you cannot establish a railway tracks. Yeah. So you have to deal a railway as a particular industry only, because he is the only firm of selling that type of product. So, and there is restriction of entry. So the firm is only industry in this thing. So here we come to the end of all the characteristics of monopoly, which is only producer or seller and numerous buyer, absence of substitution goods, restriction over entry of new firms, control over the price or sales, supernormal profit, price discrimination, and firm in its industry. Students, please remember the single example which has been provided to you while explaining the type of competition, so that you will be getting easier to recall all the points during the examination. Thank you.